It's not too bad.
I've got one.
Okay.
House or apartment?
You can't raise a kid in the apartment.
Can you imagine what our kids are gonna look like?
Oh, they'd be so adorable.
Our kids are probably gonna get into every Ivy League school.
Why would you say that?
Come on, everybody knows that Asian people are really smart.
From the protests against racial injustice
Asian.
Oh my God.
to the rise in hate incidents targeting Asians since the outbreak of the pandemic,
You just assaulted me.
this country
man
is
has
going
just assaulted
through a
me.
reckoning on race. And an important focus is on microaggressions that Americans of different races confront every day, including stereotypes.
You're just being modest. Next thing you're gonna tell me you don't even know karate.
Like our actor Dewey, we've all heard them before.
At my school, because I was the only Asian kid in my small town, they looked at me like I'm smart, I know martial art.
I'll have another, please.
Sure.
Thank you.
Our actor Jamad has heard them as well.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
Can you imagine if we had kids? I mean, naturally, I think they'd be athletic.
I went to school on an academic scholarship. I wasn't good in sports. I love sports, but I was never that good at it.
Even seemingly positive stereotypes can negatively impact a person's sense of identity and self-worth.
I think that's kind of like stereotyping a little bit.
If you overheard this conversation,
No, all black people are really good at sports. It's just a fact.
what would you do? We shot the scenario before the pandemic at the Blue Moon Mexican Cafe, where Sarah is at the bar with Jamad.
Have you ever thought about like what our kids would be like?
Sure.
Can you imagine like how athletic they'll be?
Immediately, Sarah's generalization grabs this man's attention.
What do you mean by athletic?
Come on, black people are great athletes. Don't you agree, sir? Thank you. Thank you.
At first, it seems like he's siding with Sarah.
Don't you think that's just a little bit stereotypical?
Yeah, but I ain't trying to put no lemon on your grapes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this guy's funny.
But it turns out he was actually supporting Jamad.
They just put you into this hole, you know?
Yeah, I don't think she meant it like that, but I know exactly what it means.
Do you think it's wrong to say that?
You should have broadened the scope because you've been hearing that a long time. You've been hearing that a long time. People think our value is just that.
I just feel like black people are also just better at sports.
The kids still end up being doctors or lawyers and anything they want to be. That's what they
Time to introduce ourselves.
How you doing, my man? Hey, how you doing? I'm John Quinones. I know who you are. I saw your face. How you doing?
What did you think of it?
I thought maybe we should try to give them a quick, but use the wrong language.
People sometimes make the wrong assumptions.
Yes. Sometimes they don't think before they speak.
Sarah is back at the bar, but this time with Dewey as her date.
I just think like mixed babies are the best. They get the best of both worlds.
As the conversation takes an unexpected turn, these customers are tuned in.
Like they would go to Ivy League schools and get really good grades, be super disciplined, like you.
Do you really believe that?
Yeah, everybody knows that. Asian people are really smart. It's common knowledge.
At a loss for words, this fellow Asian helps Dewey fill the silence.
I mean, I happen to be a smart Asian, but that doesn't mean all of them are.
That's exactly my point. Thank you.
I'm agreeing with that.
I mean, do you think this is rude?
I think it's nice to say, like, he's smart, but I wouldn't go and say all Asians.
She explains that Sarah's statements set up unrealistic expectations, resulting in people feeling like failures.
What happens when you have an Asian person that's not making as high of marks and then they feel bad about themselves?
Her friend points out that stereotypes can alienate an individual.
I guess what she's getting at is like it bothers me.
You know, if my baby doesn't have intelligence and beautiful skin and never look old, I think it's a great thing.
What, Asian don't raise them?
Oh, that's a good one. I know black don't crack, but I never heard of Asian don't raise them.
Despite finding that comment amusing,
All right, let's break this. Let's go out there.
she understands the pressure that comes with stereotypes.
It just makes you feel awkward because you're representing an entire culture when really it's individualized.
Asian people are really smart. It's not a bad thing, it's a really good thing.
I thought it was a little offensive. That's...
What? Come on.
It is.
These next two friends use their own experiences to reason with Sarah.
Here's a compliment that's usually assumed about Jews. All Jews are either doctors or lawyers.
It's a compliment. It's a really good thing.
Some people will take offense to stereotypes, some people don't.
Right.
There's stereotypes about everyone, but it's not really necessarily true.
Let me twist it on you. You know how they say a stereotypical blonde is dumb?
But like, that would be insulting, right? Like, to say someone's smart is not.
It's spinning a stereotype. You're putting them in a little box, and you're assuming that that's what they are.
She even suggests a better way for Sarah to phrase the statement.
I mean, you could have just been like, hey, you're really smart. Our kids are going to be smart.
As the day goes on, some customers give Sarah the benefit of the doubt.
Our kids would be smart.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a bad thing, it's a compliment.
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
Take it.
Really?
Yeah. You don't want your kids to not be smart.
I think it's just a little generalizing.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, we all do it. But I understand if it bothered you.
This next customer also agrees with Sarah.
How is this a bad thing?
It's a compliment, 100%.
You don't think that's like a stereotype?
Look at you. You're looking like athlete.
See?
Come on.
That's stereotyping, though.
Right.
What did you think about what they were saying?
You get a compliment and you take it to the wrong side. Stereotype, most of the time it's true.
But what about the times that it's not true? That can be insulting to some people.
I agree. It's life.
Jamaat is at the bar one last time.
There's a reason why most athletes are black.
Immediately, their conversation catches the attention of this woman.
Do you hear yourself?
It's a good thing I'm complimenting you.
And her face says it all.
I really don't know how to explain it to you right now. Like, I'm speechless.
Tell Sarah, yes. Just maybe you should go.
Mind just give me a break?
Okay, sorry.
But once Jamaat is alone,
I don't think they get it.
Do you understand where I'm coming from? Like,
hello?
she calmly reassures him, implying that some people just don't know any better.
I don't think any offense was meant. It's just a cultural disconnect. From my perspective, I just kind of hold my ground and I educate.
And when Sarah returns, this educator stays true to form.
There's so many stereotypes and assumptions. My kid went to Muhlenberg College. He just happened to play football. And the assumption was, okay, he got a football scholarship. You know, and I'm like, no, he got an academic scholarship.
She explains that positive stereotypes are generally tied to negative ones.
But isn't it true a lot? And isn't it a good thing?
Not if that's what we rest our laurels on.
And for Black Americans, it's a burden they still carry every day.
If you're talking about having kids that are biracial, you better look at another perspective because as a gay, I don't care how cute they are, I heard you, they're going to be called the N-word. You understand? And it's going to trip you.
Wow, they're going to be called the N-word, your kids.
God, I was just celebrating all of the really good things.
Listen, I get it. Understand what I'm saying? You don't have to defend it. You know, we kind of stereotype too in our own way because we're human beings.
Hi there, how are you? I'm John Quinones. With the TV show, What Would You Do? They're actors.
No!
You wanted to educate her.
Well, I also wanted to support the young man because I understand how he felt. And again, sometimes it's a cultural disconnect, and sometimes it's flat out racism.
How do we fix it?
Educating our children, move forward. I mean, the general stereotypes are not acceptable.
For many people like Jamaat and Dewey, the stigma of positive stereotypes very often deprives them of their own individuality.
When I was younger, more so.
People presume certain things?
People presume because I'm fit or, you know, work out a little bit. Now I'm just like, this is who I am. You know, just take me as I am.
What's the solution to not presuming certain things?
Get to know me as a person, and it kind of gives you just a different kind of perspective.
Hi guys, John Quinones here. Thanks so much for checking out our YouTube channel. There's so much more to see. So click on this red button down here, the one that says subscribe, and you won't miss another What Would You Do moment. Enjoy.